Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Looking forward to a nice week ahead. Our theme today is kind. So let us be kind to ourselves and to others. But during our practice, we'll concentrate on being kind to ourselves and having kind thoughts about ourselves. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin lying down. Making yourself comfortable on your mat. Letting go of everything that's going on in your world. Leave it outside the door. Letting go of any past or future concerns. Just be in the present moment with no roles, no responsibilities, no labels, just yourself. And allow your attention to go to the base of your spine. Noticing how it feels. Noticing its connection with the mat. Breathe into it. And let that attention move up your spine. So up to that lower back area. Breathing into it. Focusing on it. Moving up each vertebrae to where you reconnect with the mat. And again, being aware of how it feels. Moving on up to the point between your shoulder blades. And up towards your neck, ensuring the spine is nice and long here. And as you breathe, feel like your breath is moving smoothly up and down your spine. Easing it out, opening it out. And then moving that attention fully to your breath. Inhaling into your belly. Filling it. Pausing. And then exhaling. Bringing your hands onto your belly. As we feeling the belly grow. And then exhaling, feeling it contract once again. Then moving our breath upwards, let's breathe into our rib cage. So shorter breaths, feeling the rib cage expand outwards. With each breath, shallower breaths than the belly breath. And then moving your hands up to your chest, just where your collarbone, just below your collarbones. And taking really shallow breaths here to notice this very small movement in the chest. And let's try to combine those 3 breaths now into a complete yogic breath. So we're going to inhale 50% into our belly, 40% to our rib cage, the last 10% to our chest, and then exhale. So on your next inhale, into the belly, then the rib cage, the chest, and then exhale. And again, belly, rib cage, chest, and exhale one more time. And then letting that breath go back to your normal belly breathing. Into the belly, pause, exhaling, extending that exhale. And let's keep with this breath for the practice. It's a really kind breath to yourself and to your body. It slows it down, it reduces your blood pressure, helps to steady the mind and the body. So when you're ready, bending your knees, let's roll over onto our sides and make our way up to stand at the top of the mat. So standing with your feet hip width apart, equal weight on both feet, standing up nice and tall, finding that length in the spine. You opened it up on the mat, so let's try to keep that openness. Turning the palms outwards, feeling the chest just open slightly. And as we connect our breath now with our movement, let's just allow those arms to drift out on the exhale and back on the inhale for 3 breaths. And then from here, let's turn the feet out. We're going to come down into a squat. Use your version of squat, whatever that is. So remember to work with your body. Making your way down into your squat. When you get here, lengthening the spine, pressing the knees away, palms together. Let's take 3 breaths here as you really feel that spine lengthen. Engaging the core with that extended exhale. And then bringing the hands down in front of you, keeping that spine nice and long. And one more breath here. And then let's make our way up to a forward fold, but your spine is extended here. So we're not in a deep forward fold, we're in a lengthened spine. So your hands are out. This time, where normally I'd say have your rib cage against your thighs, this time your rib cage is away from the thighs. So the spine is straight and long. And now into a forward fold. And then bending the knees, coming up to stand. And let's flow through that movement now. So turning the feet out, coming down into your squat, lengthening the spine. Find the pose. Take a breath. Bring the hands down onto the floor. Take a breath. Coming up to your lengthened spine, feet face the front again, hands away. Remember the spine is long and straight. Take a breath. And deepen into a forward fold. And then bend the knees, come up to stand for a breath. And again, turning the toes out, down into your squat. Lengthen the spine, take a breath. Hands to the floor. Feet to the front as you rise up to your lengthened spine. And forward fold. Bend the knees, coming up to stand. Now and again, turning the toes out into your lengthen, into your squat. Hands to the floor. Rising up to lengthen spine. Through to forward fold. And up to stand. And again, into your squat. Hands to the floor. Lengthen spine. Forward fold. And standing up. 2 more times. Turning the toes out into your squat. Hands to the floor. Toes to the front, lengthen spine. Forward fold. Standing up. Last time, toes out into your squat. Hands to the floor. Lengthen spine. Forward fold. And come up to stand. Good. Hopefully you're feeling a little warmed up after that. And let's, excuse me, stand once again, staying at the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, standing up nice and tall. Hands on your hips, shifting the weight into the right foot. Let's raise that left leg up. So we want the knee up at hip height. Flex the foot to start with, and then just circle that foot. First in one direction, and then in the other. And then let's draw that leg back so the knees are together, and lift up that left leg. If you can hold on to the foot, do. And let's take 3 breaths here. Standing up tall, engaging that core as you exhale. And then releasing that left foot down onto the mat as we shift it over to the other side. So weight into that left leg, keeping a softness in the left knee. Raise the right leg up, knee to hip height, and circling that foot. First going in one direction, and then take it in the other direction. And then drawing that leg back so the knees are beside each other and holding on to the right foot. Again, finding your balance here. Engaging the core. Let's take 3 breaths. And releasing the foot down onto the mat. And from here, let's come to the long side of the mat and lowering yourself down onto your toes. Find your balance here. Bring the hands into a prayer. So we've got a nice long spine. Now let's take 3 breaths here. Let that core again help you with this. And remember, if you're finding any of these challenging, be kind to yourself. Speak nicely to yourself. Congratulate yourself on trying. And then bringing the hands down, let's step that left leg out to the side. And then let's flow across. So the right leg is out. And flowing back. And again, just shifting the weight from one side to the other, building up that flexibility in your knees and your hips and your ankles. And then when you come next to the right side, let's stay here for a moment. Flexing that left foot. And taking 3 breaths here. And taking it over now to the other side, letting that right leg come out long, flexing the foot. And again, taking 3 breaths. Nice stretch for that extended leg. And then making your way back up, coming to the top of your mat. And again, with your feet hip width apart, let's start with a sun salute on each side. Just a normal, straightforward sun salute. So raising the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze. And sweeping down to your forward fold. Lengthen the spine like we did earlier. So hands away, chest away from the legs. And forward fold. And stepping the right leg back for your low lunge. And then from here, making your way into a plank. So remember, stretch the legs out, bring the shoulders over the hips, little micro bend in the elbows, 3 breaths here. And come down on your knees and feet, chest and belly, drawing the forehead and chest away from the mat for your cobra, and then pushing on up through tabletop to make your way into downward dog, pedaling your way in to your own downward dog. And when you're ready, coming to your point of stillness, gaze towards the belly button, lengthen the spine, shoulders away from the ears, hips pushed back. Let's take 3 breaths here. Stretching that right leg out behind you. Step it through. Low lunge. And hands either side of the foot. Stepping the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. Through to your forward fold. Lengthen the spine. Forward fold again. Stepping the left leg back. Low lunge. And through to your plank. Coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly. And then drawing up to your cobra. And through to your downward dog. Stretching that left leg out behind you. Stepping it through for your low lunge. And then stepping up to forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, raising the hands up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Forward fold. Lengthening the spine. Forward fold. Stepping the right leg back this time. Keep the knee off the mat. I'm going to step back, bend this front knee and rise up to our warrior one. Keeping those hips square. Raise the gaze here. And then, like we've got our beach ball, let's slowly hinge at the hips. Bring the beach ball down to halfway, hovering here. One more breath here. Let the hands come on down. And now straighten out that front leg as much as your body will permit. And then bending that left knee, let that right knee come down onto the mat. Low lunge. Through to your plank. And coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, and lifting into cobra and through to your downward dog. Raising that right leg up, step it through. Remember, we're coming into our warrior one, so bending that right knee, squaring up the hips, raising the arms. And raising the gaze. Remember the core, exhaling, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And then bringing our beach ball to the halfway point and hovering here for 3 breaths. Bring the hands on down to the mat, lengthening through that front leg. And then once again, bending that right knee to your low lunge on this side. Stepping it up to a forward fold. And bend the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Swinging through to your forward fold. Lengthen spine. Forward fold again. This time we're stepping the left leg back for our warrior one. So stepping it back, bending this right knee. Knee over ankle, a little bit of weight in that back leg. Square up the hips. Warrior one. Raising the gaze. And then coming to your halfway point. Being kind to yourself. Let that inner voice say nice things. Think about how much you're strengthening that right leg, stretching that left leg. Drawing the hands down, lengthen through that right leg to bring a stretch into it. Then bending the right knee, let that left knee come onto the mat. Low lunge. As we continue the sun salute flow into your plank. And down, knees and feet, chest and belly. Drawing up to your cobra and pushing through to your downward dog. Drawing up that left leg, stretching it out behind you, stepping through to your warrior one. Find the pose, then go to the breath. Raising the gaze. And then floating down to halfway. Bring the hands onto the mat. Lengthen out that front leg. Then bending the left knee to come to your low lunge here. And stepping up to your forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Swooping down to forward fold. Lengthening the spine. forward fold. Stepping that right leg back for a low lunge. But rather than going into low lunge, we're going to stretch out this front leg and fold over it. Really feeling a big stretch in the calf and hamstring on that leg. Working our way through our hamstrings. Let's turn that left foot to the right slightly. You'll feel the dynamic of the stretch change. And then bringing the foot back to center and over to the left. And again, you'll feel that stretch just move around your leg. Bringing the foot back to center, draw the heel back. Coming back up to low lunge. And then through to your plank. And down into your cobra. Pushing through to your downward dog. And stretching that right leg up, stepping it through low lunge. But remember, before we go into a full low lunge, let's stretch out this front right leg, folding forward over it, foot flexed, toes pointing up to the ceiling. As you breathe into this, just breathe into that muscle. Be kind to yourself. Let that inner voice only speak words of encouragement. And then let the foot just turn slightly to the right. And then bringing it back through center and turning it slightly to the left. Back to center, drawing the knee back to come to your full low lunge. And then stepping up to your forward fold. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping down, forward fold. Lengthening through the spine. Forward fold again. Stepping the left leg back. Knee down. Opening out that right leg again. Forward fold over it. Foot flexed, toes pointing upwards. Then turning the toes slightly to the right. And moving it to the left. Bringing that foot back so the knee is over the ankle, coming into your full low lunge. And then continuing on our journey through plank. Coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, and drawing up to your back bend and through to your downward dog. Stretching that left leg out behind you, stepping it through, right knee comes down, left leg stretches out. As you fold forward over it, breathing into those muscles, encouraging them to just open out and stretch. Turning the foot slightly to the right. And now turning it to the left. Back to the center, drawing the foot back to come into your low lunge. And stepping up to forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up to stand, bringing those hands down into prayer. Take a breath. Bring the hands onto the hips. And let's shift the weight into that right leg. Lift the left leg up, knee up at hip height, and now extend out the lower leg. Find your point of balance. Speak kind and encouraging words to yourself. One more breath here. And draw that left leg down as we take that over to the other side. Shifting the weight into that left leg, draw the right leg up, knee up to hip height, and then open out the leg. One more breath here. And drawing the foot back down to the ground, raising the arms, sweeping them out to the side, swan diving down to a forward fold. And then making your way on down onto your mat to lie on your back. Taking 2 breaths here. And then let's raise the right leg up, draw it up as high as you can go, and then bring it down to halfway. And let's hold it there for 3 breaths. Keeping that foot flexed. Let the core help you. Keeping a softness in the knee. So it's your muscles holding the leg up, not the lock in the knee joint. And then let that leg lower down onto the mat, taking it to the other side, raising that left leg up as far up as it will go, and then drawing it down to about halfway. And let's hold it here for 3 breaths. And letting it lower down. Bending both knees. Lift the feet up off the mat. And let's just cycle those legs, just easing them out after all those stretches. Keeping that going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees into the chest. And then let the feet come down onto the mat. And draw the arms behind you to the floor behind you. Taking 3 breaths here. Bringing the arms down by your sides. Cross the left leg over that right thigh, lifting up the right leg. Extend it so the sole of the foot is looking sort of towards the ceiling in whatever way it can. If you can clasp your right thigh, do. Keeping both feet flexed. One more breath here. And then letting that right foot down. Let's take that over to the other side. So lifting up the left leg, let the sole of the foot look at the ceiling. Clasping the thigh, the left thigh. And then letting it come down onto the mat, both feet on the mat as we lift up into a bridge, raising those hips up. One more breath here. And lowering down onto the mat, bringing the arms into a T as you let the knees fall over to the right. And let's take that over to the other side. And coming back to center, hugging those knees into the chest, just massaging the back here. And then let the feet come down onto the mat, stretching the legs out long, arms by your sides, palms facing upwards. And just allow the body now to absorb that work, to maximize the benefit. As you let go your toes and the soles of your feet, letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles, letting go your calves and shins, the backs of your knees and the fronts of your knees, the backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs, the whole of your legs, just let them go. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis, the whole back of your body, spine, shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Just let it all go. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips, and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And identify your key strength. And thank yourself for that key strength. And then let your attention go to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, into your belly, pausing, and then exhaling. Feeling that connection with your inner self. Saying kind words to yourself. And imagine you're walking through a forest. Noticing the sounds, the smells, the sights, the feel of the ground beneath your feet, the texture on the trees. And as you walk through the forest, you can hear a little stream flowing. Walking through, you come to a little opening and see the stream and hear the birds and sit here for a while at peace with yourself.